What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com. I am back. Took a week off, got tanned in Hawaii, and now I'm back better than ever. And today I've got a phenomenal guest for you. I tracked him down. I've been a big fan of Relaxed Melodies, now known as BetterSleep, for a very long time. When I reached out to Simon on LinkedIn and he said yes, I was like super excited to bring him on. So today's guest is Simon Alex Berube. He's a founder of BetterSleep, and you're going to talk about all he did to bootstrap the app to over 6 million downloads and selling the app. So we're going to talk to him all about that. Let's welcome in Simon. Simon, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Let's talk about it from all the beginnings. So just for those who don't know, I'm going to give the complete intro. He's built the app to over 60 million downloads, led the company to successful sale to Teladoc Health in 2021, stayed on until 2023, and now is an advisor for a bunch of different startups. And you can learn more about it by going to, it's a hard spelling, but Simon Alex Berube. Just put his name.com and just go check him out there. But Simon, talk to me about the very start. Like, what was it like in the very beginning? Did you bootstrap this entire thing? So yeah, take me there.
Yeah, to be honest, the real first version was more like, okay, Apple is enabling developers now to release app on the platform, 2008. And even if the iPhone wasn't available in Canada at that time, we had only the iPod Touch. So my friend Philip, that became my co-founder, brought me a list of idea for apps. Oh, some apps are making money, but I used this app for sleep. There was an app called Asleep at this time. It was a little cheap, but he said, I don't like it. I would like an app like this because I've suffered from tinnitus, and I would like to have an app like you can create your ambience and mix your sounds together, not have like the static stuff or the CD or the fan in the room. So it really started with a real problem that Philip was suffering from. And I said, yeah, let's build this. Let's take 2 or 3 weeks and let's build this, and then we'll do another app. But it didn't really end up like this. To be honest, we expected to be maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks to build the first version, but it took I think 4 months in the end. You have to put back 2009, no tools, NDA on the Apple developers stuff, so you could not discuss with anybody, no Stack Overflow, no AI to help you. So you have to actually read the real documentation and download maybe the 10 examples that Apple was providing at that time. I don't know if you remember this, Steve. You're muted. I think you're muted.
What? Sorry, what year was this?
2009.
Oh wow! No, I started 2011, Simon.
Okay, so you had to sign an NDA, and you could not discuss elsewhere than the Apple developer forums. And everybody was just telling bullshit. So, I have this problem, and they gave a very poor solution. So you had to build everything yourself. And our challenge is at that time the background wasn't there, so we had to keep the app in foreground to be able to run sound, even if the screen was closed. So now it seems very easy, but back in the days it was more complex to make a good product. But fortunately, the Apple platform was super good with sound. We could build very high quality sound at that time. So what happened? We released the first version. It's just a really simple sound mixer, 15 sounds. We put it, I think, $2.99 on the store, and okay, we are going to make a lot of money with this. But the reality, first day, maybe we had 10 downloads from our friends, and then it went back to 0 or 1. So every day we had 1 or 0 download. It was a bit disappointing. So we said, let's update at this and at that. I think after 2 or 3 months, nothing. So we said, okay, we have a good product. Maybe it's not the right one. We don't know anything about business. So let's just put this product for free. And what happened then? What the start of the business? Once we set back in the days, I Relax Melodies for free. It just became very popular. We started
Mm.
to have a lot of downloads, a lot of review. People were super excited about the product and say, okay, maybe we have something now. So I think the lesson behind this is we build a product for a real problem, and then we just set it for free, and then we checked, okay, what to do now, how can we make money, because we still need to like develop stuff, buy this tool, maybe hire a designer to help us. So what we did, we built a premium version with more sounds. We had the first paywall. It wasn't even called a paywall at that time, but the paywall was going through the store. So update,
Yeah.
go to the store, download another app, pay for it. So there was a lot of friction to really to attract downloads. But since the product was good, we had very good reviews. Then it started to slowly move revenue up.
So, I mean, were you like, how were you making money at the time? Were you doing other things, or was this a side project?
Working full time. Philip was working full time. And what we did, I think the first year we just kept all the money in the bank account. I think in one and a maybe a bit more than 1 year, we did like maybe 25K in Canadian dollar, so
Mm.
maybe 22 US dollars. But we just didn't spend anything. We had our own computer, and just like there was no marketing, only the Apple fee to pay maybe a couple of license for sounds and some material to record. But yeah, so we really took our own money, keep the day job until we have just enough money to start paying one person full time. So Philip
Mm.
left his job. Okay, so we have maybe a run rate of 6 months, 5 to 6 months, if we just like keep it like this. So let's go all in and go for 6 months until we have no more money. Then came the iPhone 4 and the iPad, and it really took off end of 2010, I believe. Yeah, 2010, after Christmas, when everybody got the iPhone 4,
Wow.
it really took off. We double or triple or 4 times our revenue. We had enough run rate to pay two small salaries. So I left my day job and I jumped in full time in Relax Melodies and Hypnos at that time.
Wow. That's awesome. And then subscriptions came out and all that stuff afterwards. What if how
Yes.
big did
Before subscription, it
yeah.
was in-app purchases.
Yep.
At first, it was only for paid app. Then
Yep.
they enabled it for free app, and the subscription came later on in the game. But
So
every time the new monetization happened, it was a big game changer in terms of monetization.
revenue. I love it, man. I remember the back in the day, it was a light version that was beep free, and then you would try to take people to the pro version, which was the paid app. Now, when in the in between before the subscription came out and when in-app purchases came out, were you charging per pack, or was it just a pro version and the light version?
I think we had all the models. First, it was a pro version 299.
Yeah.
Then it was a raise to 99 cents. So we went to 99 cents, but it wasn't super good. We were not
Yep.
making so much money. So we started to make a batch of clone of Relax Melodies. So Relax Meditation and the other app that was called, I don't remember the initial name. Then we did the Alarm Clock app, and we did a Relax Melodies season, and we did the Relax Melodies Oriental. But then people told us it was racist. So we changed the name again, because we are French Canadian and we didn't really realize this.
Yeah.
So we started to make more apps to get more volume of traffic.
I
Then
see.
we introduced the advertising, the first version of AdMob before it was acquired by Google.
Yep.
And eventually we made a bit more of money. Then we jumped up ModClicks, another platform that is not there anymore. Then we went to Mopub, and yeah, so we had a really hybrid monetization approach for a while. So selling the upselling the premium app plus monetizing the free traffic with ads.
I like that. What was your thinking with making clones of the app? Was it just an ASO player? Or?
It was mostly ISO play and to reduce the development time, but the reality, we had no process. And Philip, my co-founder, was very like high level, wanted high quality everywhere. So MVP was non-existing. So we were always working too much to release apps. We should have developed other apps instead. I think at one point we had 5 different versions of Relax Melodies. And yeah, and the other thing we did, we have expertise on ISO, so let's do games. So we started to build games. We built a brand called Ben and Leah that we removed from the store today. That was like interactive kids stories. Then we jump in the Flappy Bird replacement craziness. We built an app called Flappy Monster. We had a few million downloads with it. Then we started to make it bigger, and then we failed. And then I think a few years later, we just, okay, let's stop making games. It's just like distraction from the main business.
Yeah. Where did you feel the inflection point where you're like, oh, we have a legitimate big size business now that potentially could be a potential for acquisition? When did you feel that?
I think we felt that when Calm was starting to have success. At
Mm,
first, we laugh at Calm. We saw Calm. Oh, Calm is a small app. I remember, oh, it's downloading like 500 megabytes in background. People will hate this. Oh, their UI is so slow. It's lagging. The engineering is not good. But then they started to improve the product slowly, and then they understood the marketing, Facebook marketing, much better than us. So they started to grow, monetize better, have a much higher ARPU than what we had. And then we realized, okay, guys, it's time now to become serious and build a real like growth team and performance marketing team and processes inside the company, and drop the games and drop the clones of Relax Melodies that are just like a mess to maintain and just creating noise in the company.
yeah, I love it. What is so, Simon? The one thing I want to talk to you about too was I got this question from an audience member about a month ago, and they were just like, Steve, tell me the strategies from going from 0 to 1 million. Having done 0 to 6 million, Simon, tell me about how you would answer that question. I'm really curious about your
One
thoughts.
million download or $1 million?
I'm going to assume $1 million.
Okay,
That
because
person's
we
not
went to
here, but
60, not 6 million, 60 million downloads. So
oh, did I say
it's
six?
six.
My bad. 60.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, six was more like the annual downloads. How to go? But I think revenue is just a number. I think first you need to figure out the problem and figure out your product market fit. I think what we did first is really like to solve a real problem. I think it's even better when you have this problem and then build a solution for it, and then listen to user feedback, and then build your data and build your marketing slowly, and learn and adapt your product until you reach. So I think it's more like trying to solve a problem and helping user more than really trying to reach a certain revenue level. If you target revenues, it's important to have revenue as a metric for your growth, but when you start, you need to figure out something that works. Revenue is not the thing that will make you successful.
Did you guys start? I love that question because I said, I think Greg, I forgot his Eisenberg or something. He said, look, profit is the main thing. I think a lot of people pay too close attention. They look at Sensor Tower or Mobile Action or any of these tools to look at the downloads and revenues of their competitors, and then get stuck. Simon, I got this like motto from a book called Gap in the Game. They get stuck in the gap, right? Like, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what my competitors are doing. And normally I say, look, you have no idea how profitable your competitors are either.
Exactly, and you don't know what are their successes and fail if they run experiments and A/B testing. Calm was so successful. At first, we say, oh, they have meditation, we don't have meditation. So let's add meditation to Relax Melodies, and we'll just have the same ARPU and the same monetization as Calm.
Yeah.
So build meditation track, and we were not super interested in meditation, to be honest, at this point. So we said, I was listening to just sound quality and all that stuff, but not really to the content quality. So we put it in Relax Melodies, and it failed. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't the same audience, and Calm success. The first big success was really the daily Calm, I believe, and the engagement of the audience for the narrator. We thought, okay, this is meditation, or this is that, or this is the gold card shining in the app. So we
Yeah.
took every part, and we were sure that was their success. But later on in the game, we learned, no, maybe this is good, this is not good, but you never know what is driving their growth and what is driving their audience. You can ask their users, but the reality user probably they don't really know why. Sometimes maybe, but most of the time you may not find a real truth like this.
Yeah, I agree, man. I want to say hi to a few people. Gren, I don't know if Gren's from the New Zealand Gren, but he's waking up early just to say, Jem is here. Can't wait for this. And their ex, good to see you, bro. Victor is here. Miguel, Daniel, see you in a couple hours. Aaron, and then Coding with Jay. Most of us thought the channel was hacked. Welcome back. Thank you, Coding with Jay. No, I was trying to highlight more of my team member, two members, Simon. Uh, and then, well, Adrian says, great show. Love these indie success stories. Hey, Simon, one thing
Thank
I
you.
wanted to ask you, did you guys ever like put some paid marketing behind this before the sale? Like what talk to me about how you continually thought about scaling it.
Yeah, but at first it was only organic, like 2009, 2013. I don't think there
Wow.
was any like marketing platforms. Then Apple introduced the Apple search ads. Then we started to buy our organic traffic. Unfortunately, it was a bad moment for us because we were so strong with organic search. Then it kind of break a bit our growth loop. So we started
Mm.
to buy our traffic, and we also started to do some Facebook marketing when it was very easy, like less than $1 per download. But the thing, we were not very good at attribution, so we were always looking at things blended. So it was like boosting the budget and looking at blended data. Okay, do we grow? Is profit okay? So it was more a game of zooming out and looking at the big picture. That is good, but if you want to grow fast, you need to know exactly where your money is efficient. And we were not good at this at that point. So we build more capabilities on the search ads platform. Then we develop our also Facebook ads capabilities also internally. And before the acquisition, we were getting pretty good at it until like the Apple privacy change with iOS 14.3, I believe. When Apple like cut the attribution possibilities with your app, so it became very hard. But we mostly had to deal with it after the acquisition.
Any ASO tips since you were so strong in organic, any ASO tips that you can provide for us, Simon?
I don't know. Back in the days, ISO was almost natural. You remember? I think we had like 256 characters,
Yep. Yep.
so we were using all characters.
We're repeating them too, Simon.
We were using English and Spanish and all the characters you could get. But the problem is that it was randomly rejected by Apple. So every time we were doing an update, we were like, okay, let's hope it will pass through. And sometimes because of this, we were waiting a lot to do updates. I think one point we didn't update the app for like 18 months
Oh wow.
because the ISO was so great that we didn't want to touch it. Because we knew every time we updated, it was a risk because our ISO was very aggressive at that point.
How did you update the product? Do you just not update the product, or was there some other way you updated the product?
It was the time we were working on games, so I think it was more fun to work on games like the Flappy Monster game instead of focusing on the Better Sleep or Relax Melodies app. So, but it was a mistake. But it was super fun. It
Yes.
was like hanging up with a bunch of friends and just doing the stuff you love as an engineer, building games, testing the stuff. But it wasn't really like a professional growth team. It was more like we get money from the app, we have fun, we provide user value, and we make a bit more money, but we're not really focused on improving our metrics there.
Yeah. What kind of advice would you give somebody who, let's say, you know, an app that's making, let's say $1,000 to $5,000 a month. So you kind of can still do this part-time. You have a full-time job. Any advice on like try to take it to the next step? That's the question I always get too, Simon, is how do I take this? Given whatever, and I've worked with all revenue types levels too, whether it's 100 grand a month, like how do I take it next level? So let's start with the 1 to 5. How do I take that to the next level?
I think first is data. Now there are so many available platforms to help you, like to run experiment, improve your paywall, improve your onboarding. So you need to. I think when you have not so much traffic, okay, considering you have a good product, working product, then everything is
Yes.
top of funnel. So you need to work your top of funnel, understand your matrix, understand the different cohorts that come in your app, and then listen to the users, read every review. For a few years I was answering every review myself, I was answering the support myself. Sometimes I was taking phone call with the customers, trying to understand why they love us, why they don't, what they need, and try to consolidate the requests in some database. So my goal was always to be user focused as much as possible, maybe too much. But you need to provide value to the user. If you're just working a top of funnel and your product is bad, then your retention will be bad. So there is no way out of this. So you need to provide value, then work your top of funnel, understand your users, work your paywall, your pricing, your value prop, and yeah. So and in focus and cut through noise and remove distraction. Just focus on your most important metrics and tasks to do.
And what were those metrics for you? Just top of the funnel, downloads, and then activation?
Yeah, it was my revenues first,
I like that.
conversion. Yeah, all the metric in the Facebook or whatever acquisition, cost per click or cost per trial. If you go in the funnel, then it was cost per trial or trial conversion rate, then trial to paid, cancellation rate, refund rate, retention year over year. And then we were running a lot of experiment on pricing and paywall and different plans. Is it the monthly plan? Is it the yearly? Is it 3 months? Is it whatever? Is it first year discount? Is it better by the web? So we had more capabilities at this point, so we were able to run experiment everywhere. But first, you need to focus one place, and I recommend focusing on iOS also. I think it's easier to make money on iOS. Android was never super good for us. It was hard to monetize. People were coming in the app, and I think half of the review was complaining against the app should be free. So
That's
I
so
don't know what to
suspicious.
do against this.
I was going to ask you, did you learn anything from responding to all those reviews?
But iOS, I think sometimes people were finding the app too expensive, but mostly it was bugs or unsatisfaction around, I don't know, subscription, or they felt trapped by the some maybe dark pattern or maybe too aggressive paywalls. But on Android, it was really like apps should be free. Other apps are free. YouTube is free. Why are you not free? But YouTube is not free. You sell your data, man. So
That's so funny.
especially after we removed the advertising, I will say that after the acquisition, we decided to remove advertising because it was a nightmare of privacy and maintenance and performance and just competitors like displaying ads in your product. So we just decided to cut, and the revenues were decreasing. So we just decided to let's drop advertising and focus on like a premium product.
Interesting. That's a
Yeah.
good. You think that's changed? You think that's going to change recently?
I don't know. I think if you don't go video ads and okay, we had a relaxation and sleep app.
Yeah.
So if you have a big dragon game ad and doing it kind of break the product. Maybe some product will be okay with this, but for relaxed melodies and better sleep, the ads were too far away from your product experience. Like static banner were good, but once you go in video, it's a bit intense. You are stressed. Half of the users and plus were suffering from anxiety. And then you display a game when you are in your bed and try. So it just doesn't work with the ecosystem of the problem you're trying to fix.
Yeah, I like it. So, I mean, on that note, I put this spreadsheet together. I don't
Yeah.
have it available, so don't ask. Okay, anybody who wants it, Seb copied this. Seb, he's in the comments. But essentially, I put you, me, and optimized. People are like, "What does this all mean?" It's like you usually when I'm talking to clients, I'm like, "Where are you at?" They ask for their numbers. Anyways, and then I'm like, "Here's one of our apps, right?" And I just wanted to point out, like, look, sometimes you don't need a lot of downloads to get to a six-figure a
Yeah.
year type of business. And then I'm like, here's what we can improve on. And that way I can just copy and paste. But yeah, kind of like what you said, downloads, trial activation, trial the paid, and then LTV or average order size is the AOS. And then you can kind of break down your break even point, all that stuff.
Yeah. I think the refund is important too because it can get high. I think the refund, the more you increase the price, okay.
Yeah. Good
Everything
point.
is related to price in my experience. The lower the price, less cancellation, more conversion, less refund. The higher the price, it goes the other way. So you have more cancellation, more refund. And the problem, you make more money on Apple, but on Apple you have no control over the refund. So Apple decides if it gives a refund to a particular case. So you don't have control.
I think pricing is the hardest part to get right, Simon. Feel free to disagree, by the way. But like, how did you
Yeah.
kind of figure out what pricing is the most optimal for you guys?
But first, you test competition pricing, but pricing is hard because it takes a lot of data to really understand. Because, like I said, it affects all the metrics. If people pay less for a product, they will check less maybe their credit card. They will check less if they need to cancel their trial. So, depending of what you're trying to build in your product offer, the pricing may really affect all your KPIs. So pricing is super important because this is the leverage of growth you have. Is direct, is more revenue in your pocket, but at the same time, it's hard to test, and you almost have to test it by itself. It's hard to run multiple tests and pricing tests because then, if you have enough traffic and good data scientists, maybe you can do it, but still, it will be hard to figure out the right decision at the end of the test.
Do you have a suggestion on like how often you should probably test pricing, or is it like, hey, if you find a price, let it go, or hey, every year try a pricing test?
I think every year or every quarter, you should review competitors' pricing, competitors' offer. Is it monthly? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it an app that is climbing the top grossing and making more money now? Maybe you should check it. So I think you should do like a competitive analysis regularly.
Mm.
It don't need to be so deep. You just understand what package are they selling and how they make money with it. And then you should test price. Maybe if you add more feature, or maybe you feel you improve your product market fit and your retention is higher. So something has to move. So the market has to move or your product has to move, but something has to be changed. Because if you just change the price like this, but the market changes over time. So back in the days, if I tell you 2009 that today people will be selling subscription at 60 per year, I'm pretty sure people will say it will never happen. But now the market has changed and people accept to pay that price. But for me, it's still too expensive. All the apps are getting very expensive, and sometimes the offer is not great.
Yeah.
And a lot of the revenue come from people forgetting to cancel or staying in a subscription without using the product. And this is a bit sad for the users and the market in general.
So would you say like just start with what your competitors are charging? Like if I was just
Yeah.
starting out today,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's what
Because
I
if
say too.
if if you, if you add on top of this the
Yeah,
complexity of running your marketing and changing the
yeah.
price and how it affects your ROAS and all that stuff, then you come with a very complex like funnel, and changing the price, it just can just affect all the metrics along the way. So if you focus on growth, check the price. But if you feel that you don't have the capability to test it correctly, just start with competitors' price. I think it should be a good starting point.
Hey, Simon, has anything from like a leadership perspective and a CEO perspective and a numbers perspective, has anything changed from like when you were kind of working on this, you and who was your partner? Philip?
Yeah, for that.
We're finally, yeah, you guys finally left. You guys did this full time to now at a point where you're like at a big scale, great, hiring more people. How did your leadership and what did you focus on as your company grew?
The more the company grow, the more difficult it is to get the communication right, to make sure the targets are well understood by the team, that everybody is on board with your KPIs, important metrics, and are excited about this. Because the reality, you cannot make it by yourself. So you need to start by revenues and have crystal clear KPIs for everybody in the team, and they understand the impact it has on your revenue and results. And every company has a shareholder or owners, whatever, and it comes with expectations. So you need to, as a leader, to make your best to bring those KPIs down through the organization and make sure everybody follows their KPIs and are proud and have the tools they need to achieve the targets.
And and then your KPIs has always just been revenue. Hey, top of the funnel, revenue, maybe profit afterwards. Like, is that
Yeah,
has always
revenue
been your
profit
focus?
is but revenue profit is the KPIs, is the target. Then
Yeah.
what do we need as you go back to your matrix. So what is the trial to pay you need? What is the install to trial? What kind of ROAS I need on different channel? How much organic is still like improving blended revenues? So you need to zoom in and out because people sometimes they just zoom in too much and they forget to zoom out. So zoom out and look at the big picture and then go down, and yeah, it's like a game of going in and out and understand where are your growth levers, and make sure you are setting targets that will lead to improved revenue. Because 1% rate in trial improvement can improve ROAS, improve capability to pay more, can improve your revenue profit. So it's super important. But ROAS is complex. It's a set of different metrics that will lead you to that better ROAS. Oh, you muted Steve again.
I should just stop muting myself. I just don't want the audio to pick up. But any other early stage strategies that you think really helped out that I might have missed?
I think be in control of your data and make sure you understand yourself as a leader. You should, I consider myself a generalist, so you should understand the data, the analytic platform, the connection between all platforms, your MMP, how revenues are flowing in your app in the different platforms. When are you pay? How do you check your cash flow to make sure everything is making sense? For me, I always manage a company with. It was very very simple. I have this much money in my bank account, then I make that much per day, then I have that much expenses, and in the end it needs to work.
Mm.
If I spend more than I get, then my bank account will slowly go down. And if I do more than I get, then I will slowly go up and I will make profit. So in the end, it's a very simple formula. But you need to be in control of your matrix and important financial stuff.
Love it. Talk to me about the sale. What has changed in your life personally? Forget the business side. I mean, what has changed in your life personally after the sale?
After the sale, well, we were bootstrapped, so we had no investors and we were reporting on it to ourselves. So working for the acquirer makes it different. It gives you more capabilities in terms of budget and in terms of recruiting. We were working with BetterHelp to help recruit in the US, good product managers, good marketers. It really helped me to have more like capabilities in terms of business. But at the same time, public company is harder, more politics, more targets, more less flexibility on. You have to achieve your budget. You need to really make your numbers because you need predictability when you're public. So it really changed. So it becomes a really like more, I would say, you need to deliver expectations. um, so but on the personal side, I will say after all those years, this is one of the reason I left. I was becoming a bit tired at the end, because it's so much pressure all the time to achieve the next number, the next numbers. And after like 15 years, it's I think the freedom, not having like all the pressure of the company on your shoulders. And because at the end, before the sale, we had like 40 people maybe in BetterSleep and Relax Middays, and you still own those people. Like you need to respect them, you need to bring money to pay them, so you're kind of responsible of their success, happiness, professional development. And I
Yes.
care about this so much that it was sometimes putting so much pressure on myself, and just giving this responsibility to somebody else was a good thing.
Okay.
Then it's not your fault. It's still your fault when you work there, but it's still not 100% you that will bring like those people happiness or whatever they need to have.
I was talking to another founder, Simon, and she said, 20. When I went over 20 people on my team, That's when it got really crazy. Do you have a number in your head when you went over X amount of employees that you're like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
yeah,
when
I
it got
think
really
15. When we were
yeah.
15, it was fun, less process. You know, and I know I don't know. I don't like working remotely that much. Also, I think you're more productive for some stuff, but it's hard to get like I don't know. If I'm at my office, I have an idea, and then I slack to somebody. Oh, can I talk to you? Oh, let me check my calendar. Okay, we could
Yeah.
talk tomorrow. No, no, I need today. Today at 6. Okay, but I have the idea now. I'm looking for information now. Okay, I can just slack it. So the person is like doing two things at the same time. So it's like in person, it's so simple. You go in the office and you talk to the person, and at the same time, maybe some other people hear you. So it gives like, I
Yes.
don't know, another dimension. Maybe you lose more time, but at the same time, multiple things are a lot easier to fix or to figure out. To I don't know, it's hard to fix a problem when everybody is remotely on their computer when it's a complex problem.
I like it. All right.
I prefer the in-person stuff.
Benoit says, Quebec represent, great interview,
Oh
success
yeah.
story. And then Marcel says, very insightful story, Simon. What do you think is a good CPT, cost per tap, is when you're advertising? And can CPT be an indicator whether or not one should be entering a niche, meditation, AI, etc.?
It's hard to sell because you need to get the deeper funnel numbers, you know. You can have a very high CPT and your conversion will be so good that it will be good, and you can have very low CPT but the audience will be very low quality and nobody will convert. um, you need to check revenues in the end. It's if you bring people, if you, like I said, if you don't have so much traffic, the more top funnel you check, the more impact you have, and then you have to go down the funnel to understand the different metrics.
Yeah.
But you need to find a way to understand what is a good CPT, because you can have one campaign with high CPT, higher engagement, and the other one will be low CPT, lower engagement, but maybe the numbers will still make sense in the end. You cannot look at one metric like isolated like this.
Yeah. Like Simon said, downloads and revenue. That's it. I mean, there's other numbers in place, but those are the two. I mean, keep it simple, right, Simon?
Yes, keep it simple. Yeah. I remember after in the first months of the public company, they asked me to build a very, very complex model with all the different variables. I was like, no, no, I don't do this. It's if you build a forecasting model, it needs to be simple and you need to use it. If you build a model that is so complex that every time you change a little number,
Yeah.
boom, you change a whole forecast and then you don't understand your numbers, then you won't use it. So if you build a forecast, my recommendation, and make sure you understand it and you need to use it. Uh, then if you don't, it will be useless.
I love it. All right, Simon, let's get into the app audit side. I've got one more question about monetization, but I want to get into an app audit. And we
Yeah.
like to start off every app audit with some dad jokes. I mean, are you a beer or wine, coffee? What are we playing for? Beer, wine, or coffee?
I'll go for beer, I think.
I'm a non-alcoholic beer kind of guy. Okay,
Ah,
Heineken Zero.
okay.
Okay, all right.
Drinking
So you know my
zero.
order.
Zero is okay. It's okay. Let's go
All
for a
right.
zero alcohol beer.
Yes, sir. All right. Do you want to, as a guest, you get to decide. You want to start or do you want me to start?
No, you can start. You can start. I would check your
Okay.
style and try to punch just after it.
I like it. Good. This guy is analyzing everything. All right. Leave a comment below if you think my joke was better. We both have S's. So I'm going to go with S, Simon. And then we're going to go with A for Simon Alex. Okay. So if you like Simon's joke better, put A. If you like my joke better, put P. How about we just change? Nobody gets S. How about that? Okay. Steve P. Young. And then we got Simon Alex. All right, Simon, here we go. Simon, what did Mario say when he broke up with Princess Peach?
Hmm. I don't know.
Okay. Simon, it's not you. It's a me,
Ah,
Mario.
yeah. I've
There
seen
you
that
go.
one. I didn't remember the punch, but okay.
All right, go ahead. What do
That's
you
good.
got?
I would try to tell my first joke. My first joke that I ever like learned. Do you see? But it's not exactly that joke, but it's a corny joke. Do you see the forest over there?
No.
No, the trees are blocking my view.
Oh, true. Okay, I didn't know that was a punchline. My bad. I like it. uh, so put A if you thought Simon's joke better, and then put P if you thought my joke was better. And then if you want your app featured or audited in a future live stream, just go to appmasters.com/audit. And Simon, I apologize. I just picked two, just going in order of first come,
Yeah,
first serve. And so we got
yes,
some
perfect.
racy ones in here. So we got this app. Let me just pull it up real quick. Vivek, he wants to increase conversion rate from trial to paid and trial to installs. So just quickly, Simon, is there anything on the App Store page that you want to give feedback on Vivek for?
7 sexy games for adult couples. Sex game. Explore. I think you may miss like value prop. It's sex game, but why? Why are you doing sex games? Is it for improve your relationships?
That's true.
I don't know, spend more time with your loved one or have more fun. I don't know. I think it's missing like something for what the user gets in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, why do you want it? You know what I mean? I like it. Like be more intimate or yeah, be more
Yeah,
adventurous, things like that. I like that. And how do we get that? Sometimes just leave the reviews. You know what I mean? Just read the reviews
yeah.
like Simon did for a long time. All right, let's get into the app, Simon.
Read every review, especially bad reviews. But you need also to read good reviews, but yeah, and reply and understand.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Let's
better
get
sleep.
into the app. Simon, I had to create a brand new
Sleep,
developer.
yes. I say sleep, yes.
I see Sleep here. Yep, I've got better Sleep here. Yep,
Yeah.
yes, sir. I was looking at both of them. Do you know the guys from Sleep Yes at all?
I think, but I know the app. I know maybe the CEO.
Aiden?
Uh, I'm not sure. I talked to him, but maybe on LinkedIn.
Yeah. All right,
But
here we go.
they have a nice app. The graphics are pretty cool.
They are really good. More than a million couples. I like it. I like how I can swipe and hit continue. Looks like it's a fun game type of thing. Roulette.
But we
Rate
go
us.
back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I mean,
task is the right word. Sex
yeah,
games with more than task. It doesn't feel like fun.
yeah.
Don't know.
That's a good point.
Maybe you should not sell tasks. You should sell emotion, something that connects to emotion.
Adventures or yeah,
Yeah,
fun.
journey, special journeys, or whatever.
Rate. Okay, I got rate.
Rate rate is too early. You cannot ask the user to rate when they don't know what is the app about.
We are seeing that asking early works, but I think maybe this is too early. I'm testing whether asking after a paywall or during this onboarding works better, but we're seeing that work. Okay,
It
here it is.
depends of your target. If you try to get real well written comments that gives
Yeah,
like feedback, maybe you can split your audience, but I'm not sure people will say, "Oh wow, that app is good. It changed my life." On your with that kind of review, for sure they will just put a review in 5 stars, maybe, but maybe the intent is not very good.
anything here on the paywall that you want to provide some insight on?
Continue free. Uh, I don't think it follows the Apple guidelines, but everybody does it anyway. Uh, you can be rejected for that kind of paywall. Play offline. Again, it's just premium games, spicy category. I don't know. Value prop is why I should upgrade. At this point, to be honest, I don't. I just no payment now
Yep.
because I don't know what's the app is. It doesn't create like excitement. It's just a list of feature.
Right. I think I would add the number of games. I mean, you kind of said it, but this is the part where people are going to really pay attention to, anyways. And so I do like that the weekly does not have a trial. Do you have any opinion on 3-day versus 7-day trials, Simon?
I think 3 days is a trap a bit.
Yeah. We're kind
You
of,
probably don't have enough time as a user to. Maybe it can prevent user just try it because they are afraid they will pay and no time to try it. So I think 3 days is you probably generate more refunds.
that's what I've noticed too, Simon. We tend to see higher cancels, trial cancellations when you have a 3-day period in there. It's really, one of our clients is 3-day and it's really high. And I'm like, I
My
think we should try
experience is
7-day.
7 is the best. 14 it leads to more cancellation also
Yep.
because it depends on the product again. If you have a very engaging product, maybe 14 is perfect. It
Yeah,
depends of what you need to try in the app to really understand does it fit what you are looking for.
I like it. That's what we've seen too on our end.
Hmm.
7 is the best. 14 and 3 lead to higher trial cancellation rates. Okay. Send push notifications.
Like for push, I will ask earlier or later. I
Yeah.
find this place you ask first or you ask with a context. For sure, asking like this after the paywall, after so much friction, is a bit like not so good.
Okay. I like that. They're blocking it. I was wondering what would happen.
Yeah, it just
Oh, they gave me the paywall, but they still allow me to play.
yeah,
I
this is
don't know
strange. I
about that
tried it
one.
before. I think this is a stranger UI because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the drop rate is super high at this second paywall.
Steve. And then I'm just going to put
Not Simon.
wifey. Unless you and I want to play Simon. I'll hit play and then I'll hit. Okay. Let's just have some fun. Let's spin it.
Oh,
What is this?
I don't know what it is. Idle.
Oh, okay. Lie on your back.
Okay.
Okay. What happens if I hit play? I'm a little
I
bit
don't
afraid.
know. Paywall.
Let's not get in trouble with YouTube. Okay, here we go. Off play. Oh, okay. It just takes me back to
Paywall.
the
Oh
rope.
no,
The
spin.
spin it again. So it's kind of weird. I think the paywall is kind of funky the way they do this here. Let's see if it shows up in everything. Yep, paywall. I can still X out, but I can still play the game too. I'd probably just limit the spins. You know, let people do stuff and then just limit tickle. Okay, whoa, hold on there.
Hmm.
Okay, not bad. So then let's see. Okay, there you go. I like that. Show them a little bit and then show them paywall. I think it's too many paywalls before. Look, that's just opinion.
Yeah,
I have no
it's
data.
no. I think you should bring some better value to the user. You should be able to test something that actually work. Maybe
Yeah,
with just one is okay, but now you just paywall all the time. It's a bit annoying.
yeah, I
I'm
like it.
pretty sure the uninstall rate is pretty high because of this.
Dermindu says, "Great interview, Steve. Thanks. One question to both of you: how do you guys think about the App Store China ICP introduction and how to handle it?"
I don't know what is ICP.
Okay, good. I don't know either. All right. Rob from Five Live says, can you talk about employee scaling? When is the right time and what are the first type of roles you fill?
Interesting question. In
Great
our
question.
case, it was a designer
Mm.
because we were two software engineers. But back in the days, now you have Upwork, you have so many platforms, you can get different services. I think you need to own your data and own your probably your marketing at first. People, I think, take agencies and think that agency will fix their acquisition problem, but the
Yeah.
reality, you need to take it to take care of it. So maybe marketer or part-time marketer help you to figure out your message, what hook your audience, what bring good quality users, but you cannot like give your marketing to an agency. You need to understand the keywords and the value prop that really will work with your product, I believe.
Yeah. I'll take a different spin on this, Simon, too, because I think that's great advice. One thing I'll add on is, in the beginning for me, think about, Rob, what you're doing, what lights you up, right? Like, what are the tasks that you're doing that lights you up? What are the tasks that you're like, ah, I wish I would have somebody else? And for me in the early days, it was, I did this podcast, but I'd hate doing the show notes. I would hate editing. So the people that have been with me the longest, Laksh and Merge, Laksh, I taught her how to edit podcasts. Now she does all of it, right? And then the next hire was like you. Merge was a project manager. I was like, I hate managing these projects. I just want to be told what to do and then just execute on them. And so she would manage that. So really think about like, what are the things that are taking up most of your time and what are the things that you don't want to be doing, and then try to hire for those that you don't want to be doing as well.
Yeah, but when you're small, you can start with part-time people, and the
Yes.
first employee needs to be like really somebody that will like share your values and be super excited about the product.
Facts.
Because it's hard to find the founder energy in employees. Uh, Very hard.
Is it impossible or is it just hard?
It's probably impossible, but it's hard in general. I think I don't know. I talk to my for myself, but it's just I care so much about making it work. It just it become an obsession. I'm not sure an employee has such an obsession. Um,
Karen from our team, actually, question for Simon: are you leveraging AI in the app? Any scope? Is there any scope in the niche for AI? What do you think?
Yes, I'm not there anymore, but I know before I was when I was there, we were working on a recommendation, or maybe like I think the AI was mostly in support. Also, try to answer people, decrease the people's frustrations. The goal was really to decrease the bad reviews.
Yeah.
What we want is don't, because many people, when they don't find support or when they don't find the answer, what they do, they leave a bad review. So you want to avoid this. So AI, I think, is the first, like, if they can answer correctly one question, it can save you a lot of bad reviews.
Yeah. I like that.
But then in the app, we were leveraging to create mix or recommendation. I think in our type of app, it was like this. But you need to find a real way to use AI to make it useful. AI won't solve your problems.
Simon, past guest of mine, Betcher, he said this. I actually have this. So it was coincidence that he brought up this tool, Chris.chat, and then I have it on my own website. So it's
Okay.
been so valuable. Like I got, especially when I rebranded and like redid my entire website, just having that little place, and then I have it on my phone. So somebody's like, Steve, I don't get this. I don't get this. And I give them real-time response because it's legit on my phone.
But this
So
is perfect.
yeah,
For sure, if you receive an answer very fast and it helps you, you may stick with the product just because of this.
yeah.
Because you believe this, you will help. So I think the customer service is still something very important. Um, so if you can convert users, they become probably, maybe they will become promoters of your product if you can do this.
Well, Simon, speaking of customer service or customers and audience, we got the votes in. All right. P, Steve,
Yeah,
P,
yeah.
A, P, P. I think I
You,
ruined it.
yours were, I vote for you also, Steve. So that's fine.
Thank you, bro. All right. All right. Are we paying for the number of beers? So I've got one. How about that? All right. I've got one. One round on you.
Okay.
All right,
So
Simon.
where
Let's
where
go.
are you located? So I can go.
San Francisco. How about
San
loser has to
Francisco.
come?
Yeah, next time. Maybe this summer I will go. So
Nice. What's better? Is Quebec close to, is that East Coast or West Coast? Remind
East
me.
Coast.
East Coast. Okay. I
Yeah,
might
it's
be in
close to New
Toronto
York. We
early.
are in the same time zone as New York.
Cool. I might be in Toronto later this year too.
Okay, well, we are same time zone, and we are maybe 6 hour of car from Toronto, but this
Oh,
is
you
the
know what?
same.
I met
This is
somebody
the
from
same
there.
time zone. It's a
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
just a bit eastern.
All right, Simon. You want to go first? Or you want to go second?
4.
For the round two for dad jokes. All right,
Oh
round
yeah.
two.
Okay,
Let's go.
no, I can go first. This one.
Okay, let's go. I'll be ready this time. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
it's
give
a
me a
bit.
wink.
This one is
No.
a bit related to relaxing melodies. So
Okay.
why did the drum go to bed?
Why?
It was beat.
I like it. It was beat. All right. I got this one. Simon, speaking on this sexy games thing, what did one butt cheek say to the other butt cheek?
I don't know.
Together, we can stop this crap. There you go. Different accents coming out for me. Same rules. P for Steve, A for Simon, and then we'll play. All right. Tiberius says, hey, Steve, take a look at my app. Hey, Tiberius, I think we're to work together, but go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. We do have a long list of that. All right. The next app we'll take a look at is Regina's app, ways to promote the app without using ASA, not supported in my country. Maybe GE. What's GE? That's an interesting one. ASO
GE,
UX monetization. GE country code. I'm going to look it up right now. Georgia.
Georgia. Oh,
Yeah. All right. So relationship tracker. I like it. Anything from the organic perspective, Simon, that you can provide for
make a
Regina?
relationship happier, science-based approach. I like the screenshot. I think
Me
it's
too.
value prop, trust,
Georgia,
nice
it's still there.
screenshots. Maybe a bit too much. It's a bit overwhelming now. Maybe she could zoom a bit more. I don't know.
Yeah. I like that.
Colors. No,
Maybe.
I like them.
Yeah, I like it too. Maybe GE. I'm going to go back to this. Maybe she wants it more. Oh, one. Okay. I mean, looks like she's bigger in the US. I do have this greatest growth hack in the world. I'm going to look at her subscriptions real quick and then I'll kind of explain it as I go. So, all right. I think the keywords are solid. I'm going to pull up my favorite tool here and I'm just going to put in relationship tracker. And then Regina, here's how I look at ASO, and especially I'm going to assume you're a bootstrapper in here because I don't think a lot of VC funded people are asking for an app audit. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. They'll surprise me. All right, here we go. So I look at relationship tracker as a keyword. I'm going to assume you've done the research and you can kind of see that it's the
What
higher
is
traffic keyword.
what is a relationship tracker? Will you track your happiness, or I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that either. That's a good point. I don't know. That's a good
I
point.
track many things in my life, but not my relationships. Maybe I should.
Yeah. So you can see like there are a few. So it doesn't seem that competitive. What I'm really looking for is are the top two or three, do they have a lot of reviews and they have the title, same title? Because if they do, you're probably not going to beat them. Right. And so you need to find a different keyword that has a little bit less competition. So what I try to do is maybe let's just assume this person knows something because they only have 398, but they're number two for this keyword that you want to go after, Regina. I'll click on the little eye icon under app follow. And then I'm going to look through the data just to see if I can find something a little bit better. So whether it's, I don't know.
But I don't understand. Search ad is not available in your country or in the countries you try to market your product.
Her home country is where I'm assuming. Yeah, not support. ASA is not supported in my country. So I don't think you need ASA in your home country. You can, looks like your home country, you only have one review. In the US, you have 49. So maybe you need to invest a little bit more in the US versus your home country, just
Yeah.
FYI. And then lastly, maybe love tracker might be a better keyword
Yeah.
versus the, and even love calendar. That's interesting. Couple calendar. That's
Yeah.
interesting. So those are way interesting terms that might have less
Purchase
competition.
My Love Pro. I like this title.
What?
Purchase My Love Pro.
What is this? Let's,
I don't
should
know.
we have some fun,
Just,
Simon?
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, let's look for it. Let's see. Here, I'm gonna put it just you and me before let me just look at it. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, there you go. Simon found a great keyword for you. We have no idea what this means, but it has pretty decent traffic. And from what I've seen, Simon, you just need a traffic score of close to 30, and that'll get you a pretty good organic, a few just to get going. And
13?
30, search score of 30. Yeah. Right here.
This
When you
is the
do,
search core by search ads, right? It comes from search
yeah,
ads.
yeah, yeah. This is the search ads search score. Yep. 30. You're looking for 30. And that
Yeah.
we had two apps that were number one for 30. And we're able to make six figures a month. Not a month, but I'm sorry, a year using just
Okay.
being able to rank that well for that.
Hmm.
But yeah, so you can see 47 really high might be too competitive. And that's what I see normally a big mistake in these indie developers. They go after the biggest keywords and they don't have the biggest budget to compete with that. So
Yeah, it's hard. The biggest budget for sure. The biggest companies are. It's like trying to get relaxed melodies. Still now, it's probably very hard.
yeah, yeah.
I
They'll go
wonder what
after
is the
that.
first hit now.
All right. Track to get time together, grow as a couple, start a conversation, have dates, track time together. There's a lot. Okay, get started. Ooh, okay. Quick.
Oh, is it two paywalls or?
Well,
Check it
I
out.
clicked all view all plans instead.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on this type of paywall, this timeline paywall that Blinkist made popular?
I think Blinkist started promoting this back in the days, maybe 2, 3
Yep.
years ago.
Yep.
And we tried it. Didn't work.
Yeah. Okay, good. I don't like it either. I have a better
I
paywall.
would say I think it can work for a kind of product, but maybe not this, because it's not, for me now. It's not clear what this app is doing. In the case of Blinkist, you will have book to review to read. Maybe you already like project yourself in using this app, so maybe it's useful to know I have that many days. But this product, I'm not sure I'm going to use it. So for me, this one is probably not good.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what I would do, Regina, is really pay attention. I mean, ASA, turn on ASA Basic because you don't have a brand. It's working well for our app. We did about 3,200 in sales for our app right now. And all I did was turn on Apple Search Ads Basic, and we turned on like it spent about $800. By the way, we need more jokes. Like, where are the votes for the jokes? Okay, come on, people. put that. But at P&A. And then secondly, what I would say is test the onboarding. Like I've seen a lot of these relationship apps. Ask your users, what do they want help with? What are you here for? And that helps you get data as well and makes your users feel like you're personalizing the app for them. Because
Yeah.
then you could be building the app and building features for something. And then they're coming in being like, I really want to connect more with my partner and they're too busy, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, you need to engage your users in the very
Yeah, that's a
beginning.
good point. You can test in Facebook ads for a different value prop, and then reuse it in the funnel and check if it creates more engagement, more completion rate, more trial, install to trial.
All right. I refuse to ask any of these questions until we get more votes. Okay. Maybe they forgot about our jokes, Simon. But all right, let me click X and then see what happens. Oh, they asked for a sign up. All right.
I don't
What do you
know
think,
what
Simon?
people are trying to use sign up.
Yeah.
I think if your app is small, don't do sign up.
Yeah.
My take on this is if you sign up is because you want to do maybe email marketing, but email
Right.
marketing for apps is very hard to make work, and it can get very expensive using the right platform. So maybe the sign up is not useful.
Yep. I like it. Okay. Good luck, Regina. Keep going. Don't stop. You built a, it looks great though. I think the
Yeah,
UI
yeah.
UX is
I
really
like.
good.
I think the design is nice and the colors are nice. The screenshot, but I think the onboarding flow needs to tell more a story and ask user maybe, like you said, like question about their what they need.
How are you on
It
time,
was.
Simon? Can we go quickly on these some of
No,
these
no, I'm
questions?
perfect. I'm free this afternoon, Steve. You can
Okay.
come in
What
Montreal and I pay you your free beer.
good deal, my friend. It'll take me like 6, 7 hours, but okay. I like it.
Let's meet in the middle in
All
I don't know Denver or something.
Okay, that's perfect. All right, let's go through this really quick. Diraj is here. He says, could you share the most impactful A/B test you conducted, particularly one that significantly helped revenues? Great question.
Yeah. I think this it seems very obvious now, but the introduction of the trial period.
Oh, really?
We were selling like annual subscription, but without the trial, maybe a few years ago. Then I don't remember why, but we were so afraid of changing the offer with a trial because nobody will pay and it will create like a hole in the revenues. So it took a long. We introduced it first in like a sub menu somewhere, and we were not super good at analytics, so we didn't realize it was really good. And then I don't know. I went back in the data and check everything and review competition, and now everybody was doing trial. I said, okay, let's just try to do trial, and then I think we doubled the revenues.
Wow.
So it was crazy, but it seems now like a crazy test. But I say also pricing can have a big impact. But again, pricing you need maybe some volume or so, or some kind of more good data science to understand it.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Anthony says, hey, Simon, I bootstrapped my app to 1.5 million downloads and I'm generating about $200, 200,000 in revenue per year. Congrats, Anthony. I'm currently working on the app alone. I'm wondering if I should hire another dev. And he's like, wants to plug his app. My app is called Daily Strength Workout Journal if you want to take a look.
Interesting. It depends. Maybe one developer could be good. It depends how good you are as a developer, I think. If you're the best, a very, very high performance developer, you may be disappointed hiring a developer. Maybe you should hire like a marketer or somebody else. It really depends, like Steve said before, on your skills and what you want to do. Maybe staying the main developer is the best solution, but maybe I don't know. Really depends. Are you able to achieve, and is it overloading your life, or is it okay? Because once you start to hire people, then it comes with responsibilities.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree with you, Simon. If it's Anthony, think about where you want to be because hiring is adds a whole different layer of complexity. And sometimes I do miss Simon when I was just like five of us. I do miss
Yeah.
those days sometimes because it was simple. Life was simple back then.
It's simple and you have control. Once you,
Yeah.
maybe the other developer will do more bugs and you'll be frustrated and you lose user, or you maybe do a very bad release that will scrap your
Yeah.
ISO, or you don't know. It's just, So everybody you bring in the team brings some risk and responsibility. So you have to think about what you want.
I love it. All right. Daniel says, what do you recommend instead of the Blinkless Blinkist style trial
Hmm.
notification paywall? Simon, you want me to pull better sleep paywall?
Oh yeah, you can. I
All
don't know
right.
what is it, but to be honest, check your competition paywall. Do the top three. Oh, 7 day for free, then 30% off.
Yeah, you're saying what you talked about $60 a year is a little bit too expensive. You now they got a 40, Simon.
Yeah, but
Pretty
you
cool.
probably have a discount paywall now.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Because
I've already
Better
downloaded the
Sleep,
app a bunch of
the thing you
times.
have to understand, Better Sleep has a very complex system of paywalls. Every paywall is configurable.
See, look at that. They're always showing you different
Yeah,
paywalls. I love it.
but
I
depending
love
on
that.
the point of, but it makes data science complex also.
I mean, I love this little thing way back in the day. Wasn't this the homepage for Relaxed Melodies?
Yeah, it was the home
Yep.
page for so long. We had
Yep.
no onboarding; it was just this, and the
Yep. I
haha
remember
moment
it,
was
man.
just clicking on a sound and clicking on a second sound.
Yep.
You know, the first version was so simple and so in target with product market fit that now I look at it, okay, we were so good with the first version. It just this is what everybody copied. This is what
Yep.
brought the success. But it's luck. You know, it was a real problem. Will with luck, I
I love
think.
it. What inspired you? I mean, did Philip create this? You create this? This is cool. I remember looking at him like,
But the
this is
first
cool.
version was I you do the real answer. I think we found a tutorial in Adobe Photoshop or Adobe, what is the virtual one? Illustrator,
Yep.
about making a little note. The first
Oh,
one was a little
interesting.
note with the corner like a bit
Yeah.
like elevated. And I think Philip took this and tried this and said, "Oh, we'll put little note like its sound." And that was the first version. And we just tried to put it asymmetric because we thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And this is the first design that stick over the years. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I loved it too. I was like, oh, this is great. All right, let's go through the last few questions. And then, Daniel, I got a better one in our mastermind call later today. So I'll share that with you.
But my recommendation on paywall, test and test your competition paywall. Do a very similar paywall, test it for you. A/B test, check conversion rate. Paywall normally affect only install to trial conversion rate. You should not change the other metrics that much. But yeah.
Ilgar has a great question. Could you provide insights on crafting an effective discount strategy, including optimal timing, target audience segmentation, and suggested discount levels?
I would say don't start with discounts. Try to understand what is the value of the product and everything, because once you start in discount, then it's really hard to go back. I think you need to understand your product value first, and then try discount for people that don't convert.
Yep.
But if you start with discount, I guarantee you will look a lot at your data to understand what works and what doesn't work, and maybe go back to your old pricing and then manage your different in-app purchases, and can become a mess pretty quick.
Let me show you, Simon. One thing that I like. So Headway, we had
Yeah,
Yeva, the product manager, on, and they do a discount all
yeah,
the time right here. But the one discount that I really like, and I love your thoughts on this. So let's say How to Win Friends and Influence People. Great book. All right, I
yeah.
want to listen. Oh, I get a
Classic
paywall.
book.
Yep, I get a paywall. I don't want to pay, and then boom, discount. I like that because at least I've showed intent, right, Simon?
Yeah,
I've
yeah. You show
shown intent.
intent, you are almost there. Then I show discount. That's
Yeah,
fine. But if you show discount upfront, then you're stuck with your discount. You cannot like not show it anymore.
yeah, I like it. Okay, all right, I want to reward people who are. Guess nobody liked our second round joke, Simon. If my app has decent retention and is at a good point, quote unquote, in regards to features, what should I focus on next? Onboarding, retention, paywall, iteration, adding more features, all of the above.
Top of funnel.
Yeah,
Don't add more
that's it.
features.
I love it. Don't add more features. Simon said it too. Somebody did 60, okay, to recorrect my 6 million from before. 60 million downloads. I love it too. I would have said the same thing, Simon. Don't worry about it. Top of the funnel. That's it. All
We
right,
did, in
Simon.
my experience, we did so many features that took so long and were never used. So this is my experience. If you have good
Yeah,
retention, focus on top of funnel and make it work.
I love it. And look, it's still being used. It's still in the app. What, 15, 20, almost 20, is it almost, Simon? Like this many years later, this one that
16,
you guys
16
started out.
now.
Yeah, you guys started out with this design still in the app. I'm sure it's still being one of the most used ones too, as well.
It's yeah, it's everybody loves the sound mixer.
I love it.
It's easy. It's kids understand it. Adult, anybody understands it. Your
Yep,
aha moment comes from just, oh, I can mix sound. Oh, I can adjust the volume. Oh,
I love it. All right, if Simon, anything I missed, you want to before we say goodbye?
I don't know. Hope the audience enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, Simon, you got one more joke in you?
I have one more.
Okay, hit me.
I will try to be good this one. What do you call a cheese that isn't yours?
What?
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese. I like it. All right, Simon. I didn't know that Sylvester Stallone is on his third marriage. I guess his first one was Rocky, and his second one was Rocky 2. There you go. All right, guys. Look, if you want to get any advice, I mean, how do you want me to plug you, Simon? If you want to learn more about what Simon's got going on, need help with your startup, just go to
Yeah, I
Simon
can
Ellis.
help. Contact me on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is the best. You can book a small appointment on my website. You can. I'm not super active on social media, except LinkedIn. So this is the best place. If you need advice, help, I won't fix your all your issue, but I can give quick advice.
Yeah, you got great advice too,
Yeah,
as well. So all that is there.
all generated
Free
by
15
AI.
minutes, Simon. Jeez, man. All right. Jeez.
But for now, it's working, so I don't have too many calls. It's okay. If it gets too intense, maybe I'll change my recipe. But
Yeah.
now it's talking
All
to
right.
people. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But that's okay.
Well, Simon's website and LinkedIn profile is linked up into the YouTube channel, the description, and your favorite podcast episode. And if you are listening to the podcast, check out the YouTube. It's got some great insights, and you can
Yeah,
see some
yeah. I would
visuals
check.
as well.
Definitely, I was listening to one podcast this morning. I was like, oh, I should check the YouTube channel more.
Yeah, yeah, we're growing,
I'm not a
Simon.
YouTube person. I don't know. I listen to podcasts in my car. This is
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
That's why I throw it onto the podcast.
yeah.
DT says, thank you for this. Seb, good to see you. Thank you to both. Thank you guys for joining.
You
I
guys.
am back. Next week, we're going to have one of our past guests that you guys asked for again. So if you want Simon back on, ask me and I'll ask him. All right. But
Perfect.
we're going to talk to Alan from Blue Throne, and we're going to talk about how do you really scale your app for a potential exit as well. Simon, thank you so much. Congratulations on your success on the
Thank you.
exit, on a more stressless, hopefully, life.
Yeah, it's a lot stressless. It's
Yeah.
yeah, better now.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing this, and join in every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. I'm back. If I'm not here, it is one member of our team. Don't worry, we have not been hacked. All right, guys. Have
Thank
a
you,
great weekend.
Steve.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Simon.
Thank you
Talk
guys.
to you
Bye bye.
guys. Bye.